Okay. Hello, everyone. So it's technically Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. And I was conversing with someone via email, and I just felt like I should do this video. I asked the Lord if He wanted me to, and He said no, but I asked if I had permission to do it, and He said yes. So, back in 2020, I made a lot of in a sense, like prepper type videos, and I had a playlist up for a while, but after a while, I took it all down. So this is in no particular order. I'm shooting from the hip, but I just thought I would come on here before lockdown does happen again. And while people may still have some money, and while people are maybe, transitioning, and, I keep preaching on here about ask the Lord what you're supposed to be doing. Are you supposed to be relocating, et cetera, et cetera. So as part of that, to help kind of prepare you, I've been living predominantly homeless, transiently for almost 2.5 years now. And I just thought I'd share some insights that I may or may not have shared in the past and may or may not still be up on this channel. Which, by the way, everybody, I do have playlists on this channel. I've had some people come and revile me and say, oh, you don't put out good content and this, that, and the other. I mean, that's a matter of opinion, but depending on what you're looking for, I do have playlists on the channel that you can go check out. I'll just leave that at that. Okay, so anyway, so I was kind of, in a sense, mentoring, sharing some wisdom with someone privately, and I thought, why not come on here and share it publicly? People need to be in this mindset of, you could be here till the end of the age, okay? Christ returns, Feast of Trumpets, 2028. That's when the rapture happens, okay? And, you've got the inner court Christians, and then you've got the Church of Smyrna. The Church of Smyrna is the martyrs. They're the ones who will be beheaded and all that. And then you've got the Church of Philadelphia. The Church of Philadelphia is broken down into two categories. You've got the two witnesses. The two witnesses will be killed. They will resurrect and they will ascend. They get to escape most of the last 3.5 years. And then you've got the non-two witnesses part of the Church of Philadelphia. They are the ones who will be here through the end of the age, and they will witness Christ's return in the clouds. Now, let me just clarify, because a lot of people will say, oh, well, it says that we're not appointed to God's wrath. Yeah, that doesn't mean that you're not going to be present, like physically still here, okay? It means that God will protect you. It means that if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you're submitted and surrendered to His will, you are spiritually under His wing of protection and provision, and so you personally will not be, His wrath will not be directed at you. That's what that means. But I was just kind of coaching someone, in a sense, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. I was just emailing with someone and just saying, be in this mindset, like be prepared. Maybe if you need to go out right now, like this person is about to relocate. God had told them back in 2020 to leave the state that they're in, and that kind of went over their head, but now they realize it. And so now they're making arrangements and coming into alignment with God's will. And we've been discussing all that. And, I was just telling this person, it may be time to invest in a new wardrobe. It may be time to invest in some bags, etc. Because this person is used to living. My impression is they're used to living in like a warm climate, and God is moving them somewhere that it's not going to necessarily be so warm, or there's some cold seasons. So just off the top of my head, and I did pray real quick before I hit record, but you want to be prepared for anything and everything as best you can. Ask the Lord, okay? Always ask the Lord what He wants you to do. Okay, don't just go by what I say or what anyone says, okay? Because you can end up wasting a lot of money that way. Do whatever God tells you to do, but you want to be in this mindset that, like, of being prepared to survive, being prepared to be on the run, being prepared to move around at a moment's notice. Be prepared that you may be here. What if you are the Church of Philadelphia, but you're not part of the two witnesses and you're going to be here until Christ returns? You want to have some quality stuff that's comfortable and functional. You want to have a pair of sandals that wraps around your ankles that you can run in if need be, but make sure that they're quality so they last. Make sure that they're comfortable. Same thing with sneakers. Okay. And God has been preparing me and a lot of us for years now to do certain things, and we didn't even necessarily know why. Okay. For example, I've got these sneakers. I bought these sneakers in like 2018. These are Brooks. Okay. And they've got the arch support because back in 2018, I was actually going to physical therapy and I was told, oh, you need arch support, whatever. And so I think this is the most expensive pair of shoes I've ever bought in my life. I think this was like $150, these shoes. But they've got like the arch support and they're still in great condition. I mean, I didn't really use them so much over the last 2018, 19, 20, but over the last, I don't know, year or two, I've been using them more. Very comfortable, good quality, good stuff. If you're going to be investing in anything, make sure you're getting quality stuff, quality over quantity, and quality over fashion. Okay. Fashion doesn't matter anymore. Okay. It's not about looking cute or sexy. It's about surviving. Okay. You want to make sure that you've got a good winter coat, it's funny just before I got fired from my job in 2020, I had bought myself this winter coat. And again, this stuff was arguably expensive, but it's good quality. I got this winter coat. It's North Face brand, and it covers it's one of those long, it covers my rear end, it's gonna keep me warm, make sure you're getting quality stuff. If you go to Walmart or Target, there are, I don't know what you would call them, duffel bags. To me, a duffel bag has a drawstring. I don't know, but I guess you could call it like a gym bag of sorts. But in Walmart, they have them in the luggage section. But just these bags that have some pockets, obviously, but have like an arm strap that you can put it over your shoulder, but you also have straps that you can hold it by hand. Some of them have some wheels on them. If you're gonna just be ready, have a good quality automobile. That's something that's on my list still. God has told me that he wants me to get a better automobile, not necessarily a new one, but he wants me to get a better automobile. He's personally told me that he wants me to get another used Honda, a Honda Fit, and the Honda Fits, those seats can come out so that there's more space, So if I ever was in a situation where I had to sleep in my car or something, there would be space, You want to get into this mindset that, okay, if something happened and you had to quick pack the car and go, do you know what you would take? Are you ready for that? Do you have bags for that? Okay. In terms of, computers and all that, having a laptop. God finally blessed me with that this year. Having a laptop and having a laptop type of backpack. I got this bag right here. Oh, it's heavy. But I got this bag right here off of Amazon. It's got so many pockets. Look at that. It's and I mean, I jam pack it. It's quite stuffed and big and heavy and bulky when I have it fully packed. But, that's my office. That's my mobile ministry right there. All my ministry materials are in there. My laptop goes in there. My keyboard, my mouse, all my electronic stuff. I've got headphones for when I do one-on-one conference calls with people. All that stuff goes in there. All my, like, and I have pens, you know, I make sure that I have pens, I have notepads, I have notebooks, like, I'm ready to go. There is, I guess I'm just showing you guys what what I got going on. This bag, I bought this bag in Walmart, and I'm going to try to show you, but I don't know if I can actually show you. But if you see here, there's like little netting. Well, the netting right here is broken up into like 3 little compartments. So this is where I keep like my plastic silverware that I don't buy. I grab it for free from wherever I can, you know. And so I've got my spoons, my forks, my knives, you know. This is the kind of stuff to start thinking about, okay? And there's lots of, you know, pockets and stuff for me to put all kinds of stuff in. But really, you want to be downsizing, you want to be purging. Again, like, this is all stuff that I've covered before in the past, but I just feel like maybe it's time to remind people, prompt people. You want to downsize. You want to get rid of all your mammon, okay? Again, it's not about looking cute or sexy anymore. It's about surviving. It's about operating in wisdom. And as far as the ladies go out there, and the men too, you know, if you're single and or you're concerned about staying attractive to your spouse or whatever, a true woman or man of God in this time that we're living in right now, they should be appreciating you for the wisdom from the Holy Spirit that you're operating in. And if they don't, and they're looking for this carnal mammon type stuff, then maybe that's not the right person, or that person needs to mature, okay? Ladies, men too, okay? Now is not the time to be concerning yourself with wearing jewelry. At this point, like, I've been trying to sell all my jewelry, I have been on and off since 2020, okay? Jewelry is actually like a safety hazard. That's how I've been looking at it. Like, what if your earring or your necklace gets snagged on something, or, you know, whatever? You might as well get whatever money you can for it now, you know? Even when I finally get married, if that does happen still, I'm planning on getting a groove ring, a silicone ring, and that's that. Like, I don't, you know, like, my entire paradigm changed in 2020 when I woke up for the 3rd time, okay? It's about being comfortable. It's about survival. It's about functionality, okay? That's what you want to be focusing on, okay? What else, Lord? What else is useful? Ladies with the purses, okay? I always had this purse. I don't have it anymore. I used to have a black leather purse, and because that was my thing. And I always had that type of purse where, like, there was a compartment for everything. There was even a compartment to, like, put like a pen. There was a compartment for my phone. It was very organized. Like, it was like my, like, mobile filing cabinet almost, okay? And God has downsized me. I now have like a little, like, hippie type bag, and this year I'm about to transition into an even smaller purse. You know, I'm about to and again, God's been preparing me. Like, I bought these purses years ago, and I was like, oh, like, I bought it because I was like, oh, you never know. But, like, in reality, I was never planning on using these purses. Well, years ago, you know, I was at wherever I was at, some festival or whatever, and I bought this little purse, and it's got like a built-in wallet in it, but it's tiny, you know, like, it's very, very tiny. I used to have something like 2 or 3 times, or maybe even quadruple the size of this. You know, it's time to purge. It's time to get down to what you barely, or get down to the bare minimums of, like, what do you actually really need, you know? You don't need all this extra stuff that we have been used to having, you know? What else? Okay, something that I finally got out of storage this go round was my toaster, okay? Now, yes, I do believe that we're going into lockdown soon, and I do believe that the Lord told me that they're going to be doing whatever with the laws so that those of us who have not taken the mark and are not planning on taking the mark, it's going to be very difficult to survive living transiently, and that's why in the last word he just had me post tonight, or yesterday, he said that the transients need to be put in housing. But bottom line, you got to be in this mentality and be prepared for, okay, what if you have to get in the car and just go? What if you're going to be on the run? You know, whatever. But if you can have a toaster with you, you know, that's something that I have found helpful. Like, I'm I eat one hot meal a day right now, and and outside of that, I eat like non-perishable things like crackers and pistachios. Okay, and I've got my toaster with me now here in the hotel, and so I'm able to, buy a little thing of butter and get some English muffins, and I eat English muffins. But I'm trying to think of like what else, what other little like tidbits. Um, Organization is big. Okay, um, I've got a little Honda. It's very small. It's amazing what I fit in there. Okay, but like I got into a routine where, okay, when I load the car, everything more or less has its place, like I have like a hamper, and that would always go behind a certain seat. I have a certain place where I put Tigress's carrier. I have a certain place where I put her litter box. My toiletries go in the trunk, this, that, whatever. Okay. But you want to be prepared. You want to be prepared for cold weather. You want to be prepared for for hot weather. But quality and functionality and comfort, like those are the three things that you want to keep in mind. Make sure it's quality, so it's going to last. It's not going to break. It's not going to be some cheap stuff. Make sure you're going to be comfortable in it, because you're going to be wearing it. You might have to run in it. You might have to survive in it. And make sure that it's practical. It's functional. Is it really going to serve you? Holy Spirit, is there anything else? Oh, I've said this before, but it's good to have your own pillow with you, okay? Because you don't know, and I swear, like, I don't want to swear, but I am convinced that whatever they're doing with spraying stuff in the air and whatever, I have just noticed, I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but there seems to be fungus way more, like, all over the place. It grows faster. It's just everywhere. So you want to be conscientious of hygiene, like don't walk around barefoot make sure you've got like slippers or sandals or something. If you're going to be living transiently at all, Airbnbs, motels, hotels, just make sure you've always got something on your feet. You don't want to be picking anything up. Okay. And there are just all kinds of infirmities cropping up all over the place these days. So what comes to mind now is like what you're going to eat. Please make sure that you're asking God what it is He wants you eating and not eating. What's funny is, increasingly God was telling me to stop getting like fruit and stuff. Not that I ate it all that much, and now I realize that, okay, do you know how many recalls are going on right now? There's salmonella and listeria and all this stuff, cantaloupe and all this stuff is having recalls. Like, okay, they're trying to kill us. We know this. Okay. Just bottom line, you got to ask God how to prepare. What does He want you to do? Okay. What does He want you, purchasing, investing money in? Does He want you to stock up on anything? Does He not? Okay. What are you keeping in your car? Does God want you to have certain preps in your car? Something I've mentioned on this channel before is like having some bungee cords, like having like one or two, maybe like bungee cords that are about like 6 feet long. You can get them at like, I don't know, Ace Hardware, things like that. Okay. Just in case, like what if your hood or your trunk, all of a sudden it stops locking, or you meet someone else and they've got that problem, just things like that. Flashlights, it's good to, they make solar flashlights. I've shared that on here before. I've heard that if you have a candle and you burn a candle, the heat from the candle alone can keep you alive or something like that. But the thing, see, I actually used to have this big thing, like this big candle, but in the summertime it melted, and eventually I ended up throwing it out. But I used to keep a big candle in my car. I mean, if you can keep it in somewhere, if you have a car where you can actually put stuff without it like getting loose, so to speak, then you can kind of plan better. But I didn't have anywhere to like put it so that it would stay still, so it ended up going on its side and it melted and all this stuff. Okay, but just make sure you've got like at least, I would say 2 weeks worth of like undergarments. Okay. Back in 2020, I'm so glad that I listened to Holy Spirit. I was led to buy like a whole new wardrobe in 2020 of just like practical clothes. I got all new undergarments and all that and everything. I've got about 2 weeks worth of undergarments so that if I'm in a position where I can't do laundry for a while, I've got enough clean underwear. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things to think about. These are the things to have ready. Your Bible. Do you have it in a carrier? Do you have a Bible carrier? Okay. This way it's, protected. Dropping things. In 2020, I was led to invest in this Bible case carrier. It's got a handle, it zips shut, okay? So that, if this gets wet or whatever, the Bible itself is protected, okay? But I don't know, I just felt led to come on here and just kind of like go over this kind of stuff with y'all. If I remember anything else, I'll put it in the description box below. I'm trying to think of just bags. Make sure you get some bags. Make sure you have at least like 1 or 2 bags, like duffel bags that you can put stuff in. Because what Holy Spirit's been really pointing out to me over the last, month or two, is I keep seeing people where like they are in some kind of position where they obviously just had to up and go, and all they've got is garbage bags. And I lived like that at the beginning of, 2019? I was living out of a garbage bag for a little while. I had to go stay with my ex, and I had a huge garbage bag, and that's what I lived out of. And like, that's so chaotic. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. It's not helpful. Like, go and get yourself, go to Target, go to Walmart, wherever you can. If you have to order it online, get yourself at least 1 or 2, I don't know what they're called. Just travel bag, duffel bag, okay? And it's good to have, there's pros and cons to everything, but I would say it's good to have the, like, soft kind as opposed to, like, hard luggage, because then if you are in, like, a bind and you just got to, like, shove things and cram things into your car or whatever, and, like, very quickly, soft bags, you can kind of, you can kind of mold them a little bit, like, whereas, like, a hard suitcase, you can't really do that, What else? What's popping in my head right now, honestly, is, be prepared regarding your car. Like, I've got oil leaks with my current car, and I've been meaning to get around to getting, like, a new fresh bottle of oil just to top off, to keep that in the car. Just things like that. Just be prepared. This way, if you got to go, if you got to up and go, you're on the run or whatever, like, you got what you need, okay? And be resourceful. I've shared stuff like this before, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Having a pair of scissors with you, like, make sure you have at least one backpack. I would say, again, like, have like a laptop backpack that you can put your laptop in, but make sure you've got like a pair of scissors with you. Because that comes in very handy for various reasons. But like, even when like I just go and eat out or whatever and I have leftovers, I will cut off the lid and I will save that lid, and then I can use that lid later on as like a plate later on for whatever food or whatever, okay? Just be resourceful, like, use what you have, be creative, but be organized. Like, even these are recently piled up, but like, I keep these in a certain bag, and like, just be organized. Just because you're living on the run or living transiently or whatever doesn't mean that you can't be organized. It doesn't mean you can't have order, right? Our God is a God of order, and as Christians, we are to be orderly, okay? Actually, yes, there's a verse that says that. Is it in Corinthians? There's a verse that says something to that effect about how everything is to be done in a proper order, something like that, okay? What else? I don't know. I'm sure there's other little things. I mean, like, to me, this is common sense, but like, sometimes we forget about these things, like, we take our lifestyle that we currently have for granted. Just be ready. Ask God how to be ready, because you don't know. You may be here through the end of the age, and you don't know what situation you may end up in, you know. I'm trying to think of like all the preps and stuff that I have, and but I mean, like, for like 2.5 years now, I've predominantly been living out of these duffel bags, these travel bags, in and out of my car. And make sure you've got cleaning wipes, make sure you've got what you need for hygiene. Um, I don't know. I don't want to harp too much on like living in motels and hotels, because God has told me that it's really not going to be feasible here soon. Um, and I've gone over that on the channel before, but I don't know. I just thought I would just kind of go over this real quick. So it's been almost a half an hour. I'll shut up. But anyway, just thought I would share all this and inform you, remind you, just be prepared. Um, even this last go round about a month ago, when God told me that I was going to be moving, He told me to go buy another bag that I'm not even using right now. It's sitting in storage, but it's Walmart has these bags. Well, some of them do. I don't know if they're running out, or if they got discontinued or whatever. But God told me to buy like another extra bag that I'm not even using right now. But He told me, like, buy it now before the price goes up. Buy it now before it's not available anymore. Okay. Supply chain is going to break down. I think it kind of is already. I keep hearing reports about it, but I don't see it like happening on like a mass scale anywhere I've been. But I am starting to notice that like certain things that I particularly buy, like I don't see them being replenished. That's what I noticed today when I went out to get a few things. So, if the Lord tells you to stock up on something, stock up. But He may tell you to get something now that you're not going to use right now, that you're not going to use even maybe in the near future, but it's for like later on. If the Lord tells you to get something, get it now. Because again, prices are going to keep going up. And at some point, things aren't going to be available anymore either. You're not going to have access. So take heed. Pay attention to whatever Holy Spirit is whispering to you. Okay? I'm sure there's more I could share, but I think that's it for now. So, anyway, I bless you all in the name of Yeshua, the Christ of Nazareth.